No, because I have a lot going on in my life and I don't really have any time to follow blogs.
No, I do not follow blogs. Blogs are sometimes a good source of information. You can go to Wikipedia, as I normally do, to get a lot of information. I think blogs are mostly an opinion of one or few individuals. So I do not typically follow any specific blogs for any industry or any activity.
I don't follow too many blogs. I don't really have time to do that, but I do look at some people's blogs that I know from time to time. It's kind of funny. Some people seem to use blogs as their online diaries, so if I'm in the mood to creep, that's a good way to do it. I know that blogs are really helpful for some professions. Like, I'm a lawyer and I probably should be reading blogs about the different areas of law that I am interested in, but I don't really have any desire to do that, so I can't say that I spend my time doing that.
I definitely follow some blogs, and most of them are through Twitter, and a lot of them are through my field in sales, and definitely with education sales. Love reading Seth Godin in the morning at about 5:30 Central Standard Time, and I also have my own blog on Tumblr that I do for the University of Dayton Alumni Association as a board member there, and also, I definitely want to encourage folks to follow as many sports coaching blogs as well. If you coach basketball, they really do help.
I have no interest in other people's stupid everyday comments.
I do not know exactly what RSS stands for, nor do I know how to set them up. That's too techy for me.
I have no idea what RSS stands for. I'll just guess and go with really silly stuff, although I'm 100% sure that that's wrong. I know that it's like a thing on the internet where it's sort of like is a live feed of popular stories. Maybe I know that Facebook has like an RSS feed along the side that will tell you like the trending topics on Facebook, and you can look at like news related to that as it's updated. I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
Yeah, I don't know what RSS is. Probably some kind of reserve your spot.
I believe the formal term for RSS is Rich Site Syndicate, or really simple or really simple syndication. If I'm not mistaken, it's one of those two. Um, I just always mix it up sometimes, but definitely what we use it for. It's way much easier job than like bookmarking. And if you have your RSS automatically set up, it'll update you for your own websites, or every time you have new updates for websites, blogs, etc. It'll send that out to you right away versus you having to bookmark everything.
I'm just going to take a shot at this because I have no idea. RSS stands for Risky Sex Syndrome.
Two other uses Wikipedia separate from its traditional use. I simply have no idea. I just know a lot of people like. I do use Wikipedia because it's very simple, and most of the people that are adding the information try to be as accurate as possible. But clearly, there is no sense of journalism where they can keep people. I would say in terms of in true journalistic form or in true publishing form.
Maybe to look up the spelling of a word and look up the geography or any kind of a factoid.
Finding information on specific things and false information.
Wikipedia is a great source of information, but I have no idea what else Wikipedia is used for.
So, two specific uses of Wikipedia aside from the usual information gathering. One would be looking up like what happens in TV shows if I start watching a show and I don't feel like finishing it and I just want to know what happened so I can like just move on. So I did that with Friday Night Lights. I watched the first season and I was like, wait, I don't really like football, so I don't know why I'm watching this. but I just wanted to see what would happen with all of the characters. So I went on Wikipedia and read the summaries of the remaining seasons. So that was really helpful. And I know I've done that with other shows that I've sort of started watching late and just wanted to know what I had missed. And another good use for it, aside from like the traditional info gathering, is like I had an interview to intern with a judge and I wanted to know a little bit about his background. So I just went on Wikipedia because most like judges and government officials and people like that have Wikipedia pages where you can find out a little bit about them. So I feel like it's helpful in that way too.
I believe December 05 Facebook had just under 300,000 users in December 05, I think. Just based upon knowing certain colleges and things of that nature, it may have to even guess a little bit more than that.
Probably 3 billion. Oh, 2005?
2 million Facebook users.
I'm going to guess that there were like 10,000 people on Facebook.
I would say probably only college population.
5 million.
There were 1 million people on Facebook.
I think it was more of high schoolers became into Facebook.
I would have said December 07. I would say definitely over 10 million.
My grandma has it, so that probably explains to you what the population of Facebook is now.
And how many people use Facebook today? I definitely don't think it's in the 2 billion range yet. And I'm just gonna guess 1.5 billion. Not quite sure.
About 20 million Facebook users.
There's like 5 billion people on Facebook. I don't know how many people live in the world, but I'd guess it's like probably in the billions, the number of people on Facebook today.
Probably 4 billion.
I would say that they probably overdid it, social media, and I think that a lot of the reason why there were so many riots was because of social media. But that's all I have to look at is social media, so I was more shocked because of everything that was happening, but it was probably turned up to be more than what it really was.
I do not have internet. I do not have a TV.
Well, there were a lot of different people I was trying to follow, just because I know some of the aldermen in that area, as well as the state senator, as well as the state representative in the area. And so Twitter is where I use a lot of for sources for my news information. But there's also was giving me a real-time feel of what it was like being in the community. But I also thought it was important that I also follow national media as well to gain a perspective of how the world is thinking about us. The Economist is one of my favorite magazines, and anytime that they are following something after 3 to 5 days, it lets me know that it has not only been the national news, but in terms of from a global perspective as well. I also know 5 folks who were on the Ferguson Commission, and I would not have picked maybe 2 to 3 of those 5 folks based upon some of their views on social media, as they were very public on some of their thoughts. But I tried to find out as many facts as possible, and I'll quite candidly not jump to any conclusions, and definitely didn't share my views in a public forum, because it was, as you know, I think it's definitely been one of the most toxic situations in our modern era.
I didn't, other than it just allowed radical groups to escalate what didn't need to be escalated, type of thing. So that's basically what it did, and where before you didn't get all the ramped up vigor that you can get now.